So let's get started here with opening up SketchUp. I have SketchUp here in my bookmark bar. When you're using SketchUp, for us, make sure you're using millimeters. So once this opens up, you're going to go to Create New. You're going to Simple Template in millimeters. All right. The first thing I want you to do is go to Untitled. You're going to name this your section of your STEAM class, your last name, and the word shapes. Nothing, no numbers of your grade, all right, just the section number. So if I'm in sixth grade and my Unified Arts section is 3, I'm going to put 3. I will type 3 Kazuka and shapes. That's all we want you to name, all right? 3 Kazuka and shapes. Hit OK. Takes a little bit. It's going to ask you where to save it. We were saving it in the Google Classroom. So let's see, I got way too many folders here. I'm going to select that. I believe I have some other folders in there that you might not. Oh, here we go. We're ready to go. All right. So remember, this guy right here is to show you give you some type of size reference. We're going to do our drawings, and your 3D drawings need to be in a 10 millimeter by 10 millimeter by 10 millimeter space. No bigger than that. It can be smaller than that, but it must fit in there. So the first tool I want you guys to use is the tape measure. So we're going to use the tape measure. I gotta move my picture here. We're going to use the tape measure, go on the red axis, pull it out, and then down here, remember, this is where you put the dimensions. Type in 10 and hit enter, and that's going to create that 10 millimeter space. If you, goodness, they have, my toolbar has, there we go. If you've messed up, like let's say you've drawn that and then you click somewhere else, you're not going to be able to enter the dimensions that you want. So remember, undo is your best friend. So go on your red axis, drag your line, hit 10 in there for 10 millimeters. That shows up right here. And hit enter. Now it looks really small. Well, think about how big 10 millimeters is. It is small compared to this guy right here. So once we're there, use your orbit tool, get in there. And then I want you to also draw 10 millimeters this way. So enter 10. And your first drawing is going to go in that space. I would suggest that you do this 5 times since we have 5 drawings to do. So from that line, drag out your ruler or your tape measure, type in 10, hit enter. Do that again. Do that again. And do that one more time. So if you look here, I'm going to take my arrow tool. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 by 10 spaces that you're going to be able to draw your image in. So let's rotate that. Let's get on there. So the first one, if you looked at the list, it was a square prism. Make sure you look up what those terms are: square prism, triangular prism, circular prism, rectangular prism, and I think I put pentagonal prism. Once you know what prism is, you'll get the idea. So over here are your tools. Go ahead and click on the rectangle tool. I know this is 10 by 10, so I'm going to drag that to 10 by 10. I have my 10 by 10 square. You can see the dimensions right here. And then I'm going to use the push-pull tool. All right. Now, even if I pull it up that big, it's 36 millimeters tall. We don't want it to be 6 millimeters tall. You only need no bigger than 10 millimeters. So type in 10, and there's your first square prism. Now, you're not done yet because you have to name this. You have to use the text tool to put the name of this prism on the top surface. It may not overhang. You have to be able to read it. So you go back to your drawing tools, go down to text, and it gives you all these measurements. First, the top of our cube is only 10 by 10. So if we go 304 millimeters, it's going to be huge. So with the height, I would just start out with, I'm going to go 1.5 millimeters. And I want you to extrude it 2 millimeters. All right, let's see. If there's a font you'd like to use, go ahead and pick one. It's on you. Go ahead and type what this shape is. So this is a square prism. I'm going to hit enter. Prism. Hit OK. Place it on the face. Now, I don't like that it's that small. So come down here, back to the move, where the move tool is. Click on there. You have the three options: move, rotate, and scale. I'm going to grab the scale. And then if you click a corner, it's going to scale it thickness and length and width. We only want to do length and width. So you need to grab the middle one. So I'm going to grab that middle one, fill that in, come over here. If we rotate a little bit, you'll be able to see it better. Grab this one, square prism. So for this is the first out of the first out of the 5 prisms that you have to draw. Use the tools over here. So for like the triangular prism, notice there's no triangle tool. So you're going to have to use the line tool to draw your triangle. Also, I like this tool right here. This is the polygon. If you click on polygon and you look down here, it gives you the numbers of sides. So if I want to do a pentagon, I'll click 5, it changes to 5, and then I hit enter. Now watch the blue shape when I hit enter. It changes from a hexagon to a pentagon. All right. There's a good chance that let's see if we can do a triangle with that. Oh, there you go. You could even use that as your triangle tool. Your cylinder or your circular prism, you're going to use the circle. Your rectangle, you use your rectangles. Now, once you've done your 5 shape prisms, what we also want you to do is, well, if you're done, that's it. Make sure you have it named properly, save it, and turn it in on the Google Classroom. If you want to go a little bit deeper, because this should take you, after you draw the first one, you're going to see that this only going to take you a couple minutes. Draw something else, put some holes in it, do some 3D shaping with it. Use some of the other tools. Just make sure you turn that into us with those 5 shapes on it, and that they fall within those requirements. So the shape needs to be within 10 millimeters by 10 millimeters by 10 millimeters. You need to have the name of the prism on top of it on the surface, and the naming protocol, your section, your last name, and the word shapes. All right. So that's it for this time. So if you have any questions, definitely make sure you reach out to us. Just all I got to say to you guys is be good. Make sure, it's a tough time. You guys are tough kids, so hang in there. And your family, make sure you're helping out your family. This is not an easy time for them either. So don't go out of your way to be annoying. Go out of your way to be a little helpful. If you can't help, don't hurt. So make sure you be good. We will see you next time. So check back on your Google Classroom for assignments. This will be the only assignment that you have for us this week before spring break. We want this assignment will be due by the end of the weekend. So you have until Sunday midnight, and then you have spring break next week. So we will see you soon. Take it easy.